Hey everyone, and welcome back to a special edition of Tech Bytes just for you secretaries and administrative assistants. My name is Ryan Casey, and today I want to show you how to use a really cool resource called Smore. That's S-M-O-R-E, just like your favorite bonfire treat. And this is the perfect resource for any of you who are responsible for sending out some sort of building level communication or district level communication, especially for those in the form of an e-newsletter or some sort of digital publication. So it's really simple to use. It's considered another freemium product here, meaning there is a free account you can use to kind of get started and test it out and send out a couple of sample newsletters if you want. Otherwise, then you can buy the professional account, which I think is like $80 for the year, so not so bad. But let's go ahead and dive in and see how easy it is to use. So I went ahead and went over to smore.com. That's again smore.com, and I signed in and created my free account. I just used the login with Google option, and it took me to this dashboard screen. So right off the bat, we can go ahead and start making our very first newsletter. So I'm going to hit Start Newsletter. And it's going to ask what kind of newsletter are we making. A ton of educators use this, so weekly update would make sense. If I'm a teacher, I would choose class. Maybe there's an event I want to promote, or we can start from scratch. I'm going to do the weekly update. And now we are ready to start designing our very first newsletter. For now, we're going to focus on the content and the objects that we can manipulate. We'll talk about colors and fonts and background images when we're all done. So most of the items here are drag and drop style of content objects, meaning you can click on them to update the text. You can drag and move them around, delete them, and then we'll talk about some different options that we can add in. So for example, I don't like this title. I click on it. Call it the Warrior Weekly for all things Warrior Pride related. Again, fonts, colors coming later. Basic type of items that we can add are paragraphs and titles. I'll say, welcome from Mr. Casey. Please read the announcements below. And then you just kind of go through your newsletter and you build it out. Here's a photo gallery. If you wanted to add some photos, you would click on it and upload those from your computer. I don't need this right now, so I'm going to hit the little red X and hit remove. I want to move some things around. I just, again, drag and drop. This is what's called a bio section, and we kind of turned it into an about us, so you could add in email addresses, websites, Facebook account information, even put in an address in for a map if you want. Down at the bottom of our screen, a lot of different types of objects we can add. Now, some of them will have unique parameters, so you want to kind of click on it to see what you can and can't do, but obviously we've seen text, we've seen titles, the gallery option we deleted earlier. We can add in pictures. Here's a cool one called an event object that we can add. So I'm going to say this is going to be Coffee with Casey. We can set a date and a time. We can set a location. I can give additional details down here if we want. And then we can choose an option to do some sort of RSVP. That's only if you have the pro account. So for now, we're going to leave that off. I hit done, and we added a special event with a date and time here. Again, I can take this and move it around, right? Drag and drop. You can add in video files. Please note that it'll only support YouTube, Vimeo, or Vidler accounts. So if you do have a video on YouTube, maybe it's a personalized message from somebody, you can add that. If you have a SoundCloud account and you have an audio file, you can add audio clips. There's a button feature, which is a really easy way to draw attention, to have somebody click here, and that'll take them to a specific website, or maybe you want them to go to a Google Doc. Again, we'll talk about colors and stuff in a little bit. And then other just links that you want to allow them to embed. So whether it's like a Google Doc link, an online PDF that's stored on Google Drive, a website. And then this will work with Google Forms, which is really cool. So you can actually add a Google form in, and it will embed the form within your newsletter. Notice that this one down here, a file attachment, you can do if you have the Pro account. The workaround for now is you just take that document, if it's on Google Drive, and you embed it using a link. So it's really, I think, pretty self-explanatory, all of these basic options. Now let's take a look how to manipulate the appearance of our newsletter. So over on the right side of our screen, you'll see kind of this design section, if you will, where you can kind of go through and kind of pick some pre-chosen looks, if you will. So like, for example, I click on handwritten, it changes the background, it changes the colors, it changes the fonts. Only a few to kind of choose from for now, again, on this basic account. But you can go through and individually choose some different backgrounds based on that overall design that you chose from. So I'm on minimal right now, and I have certain backgrounds I can choose, certain color schemes I can go with, and certain fonts that kind of fit this design. If I switch and I go to handwritten, I got a new set of backgrounds that I can use, different color choices, and again, fonts. So with the Pro account, you can dive in a little deeper and manipulate some of these objects differently, but with the free account, again, it's pretty easy just to let them pick, and I think it still looks pretty cool, you know, how it looks. And when we are all done, we want to make sure that this is saved, and then we are going to hit done editing to see how we can send this out. So we have a couple different options with how we can send the newsletter out. Smore does allow you to send it out through their own program. Again, with the free account, even with the Pro account, you are limited to X amount of emails per newsletter to send out to. But I actually think the easier way to probably do this is to just copy or embed the link and send it out that way. That is another option as well. So if you click on the copy or embed link, it'll give you the direct link. You can embed this. You can send it out on social media. If you want to maybe print or download this as a PDF and have a hard copy in the office, you can do that as well. Also on this page, it'll show you some analytics for how many people have viewed your newsletter, which is pretty cool. Again, you can send this out via Smore if you want to add in or attach a mailing list, like a CSV file. Again, you have to upgrade your account if you want to be able to share it with so many different email addresses. So you have to kind of look into those options. Otherwise, you can take that. So just to see what this would look like, this is what would happen if they click on that link. It would open up. I think it looks really, really good with this design. Again, they can interact with it, right? We told them to click here, so when they click there, it'll take them to that document, that website, whatever it is. They can interact with the map on there. So all those different types of objects they really can interact with as they're scrolling up and down. And it probably just looks better or different, or just a new approach to maybe how you're already sending out information with some of your newsletters as well. It's really cool because people can actually click and hit they like it. And so those are some of the basic stats that you'll see, how many people have been able to see this newsletter, how many people liked it. And there's also some additional buttons that people can use to contact whoever sent out or designed the newsletter as well. But I think it looks pretty slick. So back at your dashboard, you will see all of the newsletters that you designed. Again, with free account, you can only make, I think, like 3 or so. So it's a good way to kind of just test the waters to see if you want to purchase the Pro account to use this a lot. They also have some really good templates on here. So this is used by thousands and thousands of educators for this very purpose. So if you want to start a newsletter, you can click on More Templates. And you can search, they call this the Educator Hive, if you will. And there are some really, really well done newsletters in here, whether if it's from a classroom teacher or from that building level or the counseling department. You can kind of search by, what's the most popular, right? Here's a Principal's Corner one. You can see how many times it's been used, viewed. All you have to do is click on it. You can preview. Go, oh man, I really like that. Then you can say, start using this template. But the cool part is you can still go through now and you can still manipulate all the different items that they had in here, right? You can add your own photos, you can delete, you can add additional objects. You can still play with the colors and the backgrounds and stuff. So it's a really cool way to maybe even speed up that process if you don't have time to design one from scratch or use one of the basic templates. Then at any time you can go back to one of these newsletters, remember, and you can edit it again. You can duplicate it, make it private, you can delete it. So if you are going to try and use the free system for a while, you could make your 3 newsletters, delete one or a couple, so you're back down to only having 0 or 1 in your account after it's been sent out for a while, and then keep making some that way. So that would be a quick workaround. But otherwise, I think it's a really good system. If you want to learn how to upgrade your account from free, there's the pricing information there. I honestly think the $79 a year account would probably handle most of your needs. So that is Smore.com. I hope you like that. Remember, you can find TechByte videos like this and more by heading over to youtube.com/MASSP. We have a whole playlist dedicated to different EdTech videos. So we hope you enjoyed today's edition. Take care. Catch you on the next one.